form a task force to look at education reforms in Kenya. And what they did was very good because they went the entire nation, in all the 47 counties, gathering opinion on what needs to be done. And to me, it is important to listen to the voices of the majority. Nasema in the coast wengi wapi. So the people listened, and they decided the junior school being domiciled in primary school. Of course, in any decision, my brother, there will always be differences. But we must listen to the wishes of the majority. The majority spoke, and to me, that's the way to go, number one. Number two, the other thing which I'm very proud of, and I can see it here, CBC is beginning to take off the ground in a big way. When you start something new, there will always be teething problems. It is our responsibility to overcome the teething problems. The tendency for many of us ni kutupiana mishale. It will not take us anywhere. It's very easy to blame, but to lead is difficult. For example, what I've seen here, and you can see it, our children are learning here to have, for example, a kitchen gardens. Fantastic. They are trained on how to grow cabbage, sukuma wiki, and all manner of things. That's how it should be. Because not all of us will be very rich. You can come from a very poor family. But in a small place, you can earn an income. And even if you don't earn an income, you can feed yourself. To me, that's great. Yeah? So finally, the other thing, when I was a minister, now let's talk about the other general reforms, especially funding. Funding was an issue, especially for the poor, the so-called the vulnerable. As long as the criteria for identifying the vulnerable, right, is there, without maneno mingi, without taking shortcuts, is adherent to the letter. And then you talk about less vulnerable, right? It will be very successful because we should be able to issue bursaries, scholarships to those people who deserve it. Not because I know you. You know what I mean? You go to a school, you go to a chief because you know the chief, also a chief, then you are given a scholarship. That is totally unfair. And I want to advise Kenyans, when such things happen, we should be able to speak out. Call out people who are destroying our country through corruption. Thank you very much. It is true you'll find certain schools in the country may not be prepared to fully implement CBC. But the challenge I want to pose here is for our education managers, especially school heads, to use the little money that they get productively. And I'll give you an example. If you go to the school equipment program, it is possible to have a mobile lab, science lab, which is very cheap, it's not expensive, but some people, because of the past mentality, there is always thinking of big labs, where there's stone and mortar. No, this school has proven, as I walked around, that you can have a mobile lab, you can have a mobile health science laboratory, which is fantastic. You can move it, you don't have to worry about what happens, yeah? Only with a few gadgets. So let us utilize our funds for the purpose they intended. Shortcuts, no. For example, when you hear that in certain counties, they cannot account for the monies they get. They are not willing, even willing to implement, yeah, digital systems which will reduce one-to-one contact. In other words, reducing corruption. Then you wonder what is wrong. We must go out of our way, make sure that whatever is pointed out by the Auditor General corporations is implemented later. You cannot steal now, steal next year, another year, and nothing happens to you. Our money goes down the drain. No way. That should not happen.
So finally, do you think JSS should be moved to secondary school?
Yeah?
Do you think the junior secondary should be moved to secondary?
No, as I said, I'm a Democrat. I said I go by the majoritarian principle. If the majority during that period when the Munavu committee was going around said it must be domiciled in the primary school, so be it. But what needs to be done is to empower all the schools to do what they must do in terms of providing quality education. Finally, even those private schools like this one, where my brother comes, Tasha School, we must incentivize private schools providers so that they can do better. They can even set example, because it's a live example of a CBC implemented in a very cost-effective manner. We keep on talking about benchmarking. I want to challenge other schools nearby to come and see benchmarking here of CBC implementation curriculum. Thank you.